We know the Heat matchup for the first play-in game. That'll be the Sixers on Wednesday. Talk about that today.
Yes.
Yesterday, Marlins fans had their first and only so far opportunity to cash in on the free Whopper Jr. 50% of the show did. That 50% is Jimmy and Solana. We'll talk about that later on today.
Solana almost got his ass whooped.
I mean, he had people banging on his car.
Oh,
We'll
man.
get to it. Panthers final regular season game tomorrow night. Canes spring game went well over the weekend. WNBA draft is tonight. We got to start thinking about the NFL draft. That's coming up. People talking today about Jalen Waddle. Now you got to get him signed. Got Tua. You need him signed. Got to get Jalen Waddle an extension. I mean, there is a lot going on. I guess we can start with Solana and your take on the Heat and the Sixers. That's the way it's going to match up. Do they go to Philly Wednesday and come out of there with a dub?
I think they do. I think, look, Sixers are very good. And if you ask me what the worst possible scenario was going into Sunday, the worst possible scenario for Miami was to be on the road at Philadelphia, truthfully. But that's just the way that the NBA plays out. The Heat didn't get any help. They put themselves in that situation, and here you are. You have an opportunity. Jimmy Butler's on a magazine talking about nobody wants to play us in a 7-game series. This is the time that we step things up. And the Heat pride themselves on, we'll do it through the mud. We don't care who we have to go through. This is whatever we have to do, we'll do. This is our opportunity to kind of wash away a frustrating season, go in, beat the Sixers one game on the road, and you get what I believe to be a solid opening round matchup against the New York Knicks. It'll be tough, but a solid one, and you avoid the gauntlet that is Boston in the first round.
Bro, when I found out they were playing the Sixers, I went and watched what the Sixers have done in the last 2 weeks. They're on a tear. They're scoring 120 a game, and what is it, like a 7 or 8 game winning streak? Solana, I know you got your little heat visor on. They are whooping people's butts by 20.
Yeah, they're pretty good. They've won their last 8. They're pretty good. Joel Embiid's back. He was probably going to be the MVP had he not gotten hurt. All right, do it in the playoffs, Sixers. We'll see. Do it
I'm with you.
Seriously,
it's not an easy task. Unfortunately,
No.
Solana's right. They got the worst possible deal because if they lose to the Sixers and they end up winning in the play-in, they're going to get Boston. Now, if they beat the Sixers, and listen, they're a good road team, and I don't count the Heat out at any turn. So they beat the Sixers. That's a great scenario. I know Solana's trying to give respect to the Knicks. He doesn't. That's a great scenario to have the possibilities floating out there of, maybe they're going to match up with Milwaukee. Maybe they're going to match up with Boston. You come out of there matched up against the Knicks. What a great scenario. But it's a difficult path to get there. One road win against Philly in Philly. So, fingers crossed. I hope they can do it. They are 4.5-point underdogs. Heat are 4.5-point dogs Wednesday night in Philly.
I love the play-in games that they added because it just adds so much more to the front of the playoffs, man. It's 2 games and we'll see what happens. A lot of people, the purists, leave it like it was. These play-in games are awesome when you're not the team that's losing.
So if they win, they'll play the Knicks. If they lose, they'll host a play-in game on Friday, either Chicago or Atlanta, right?
Yeah. So Wednesday is at 7. The reason why the game is Wednesday and not Tuesday is because the Flyers play. I mean, are you kidding me? I mean, who cares about the stinking Flyers? But I think the Heat could use that extra day off anyway, so not complaining about it.
Could have used a week off. That's what they could have used.
Fair point. And then if they win that game, I think the first round for them opens Saturday on the road.
Right. So if they beat the Sixers Wednesday, they will begin the first round Saturday. If they have to play on Friday, they'll begin the first round on Sunday if they make it.
By the way, Hawk, you say I'm trying to give the Knicks credit. I came away Sunday. The only team that tried to get the 2 seed was the New York Knicks. So I hate the New York Knicks with every fiber in my being. But hey, they went for it, man. And they're in overtime in the final regular season game. They would have been the 3 seed. It would have been fine. They said, no. We want the smoke. We're going for it in overtime. We're playing our starters. And they beat a Bulls team who's been much better over the past month or so as well. Like, credit to New York, bro, because the Bucks, the second the Cavs lost, Doc Rivers, best play call he's ever made with Milwaukee. Hey, Dame, go sit down. Just go sit down. I mean, a bunch of cowards, the Milwaukee Bucks. And the Cleveland Cavaliers, they're celebrating a Max Strus triple-double. You lost to Charlotte by 10 in your final game, and that would have given you the 3 seed. So, bunch of cowards, the Cavs and the Bucks. Credit to the Knicks, man. They went for it, and they capped off a really good regular season.
That's Tibbs, right? That's Thibodeau. That's what his whole thing. Yeah, never give up, never
Seems
surrender.
like that would
all
be he
crap.
would be that kind of guy. Like, I don't care what the seedings are. We have a game here. Let's win this game.
Yep.
Interesting twist though for Solana, right? He loves the Knicks. He hates Tua. Like, who is this? Who's the executive producer of this show? It's really weird.
What are you doing? What we haven't even talked about Tua. I mean, what are you doing?
We don't talk about it because you don't want to.
I mean, this is who you are, Goose. I mean, you
messes the whole show up.
Persona yourself.
We bring up Tua, you cut off.
I'd give Brunson the extension. I don't know about Uno.
Brunson can play, bro.
Anyway, we have a ton to get to